All right, boys, before we start, can we all take a brief moment of silence for our dear friend True Prophecy? You were finally in the spotlight, and Bungie came and yoinked her right out of the loot pool. Okay, moment of silence over. We have a brand new God tier 120 hand cannon to discuss today. Some might even call this new hand cannon True Prophecy's bigger brother Chad, which honestly I agree with. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at this new beast of a hand cannon, how you can get it, and last but most definitely not least, the God rolls. But real quick, if you're new and only if you enjoy my videos or have ever found them useful, then feel free to subscribe. Also, code myfi at gfuel.com. It makes for a great holiday gift, I'm telling you. Okay, plugs done, let's get into this new hand cannon. So this past Tuesday on Reset, we saw the arrival of the first Iron Banner in Beyond Light. Now, surprisingly, Bungie actually added some new loot. No, not armor, come on now. We only get that once like every 3 years. They added 2 new weapons, a scout rifle, which I really don't care about, and a new hand cannon. This new hand cannon goes by the name the Steady Hand. Now it might look real familiar, and well, that's cause it is. Surprise, surprise, it's a reskin of the True Prophecy, which coincidentally, they removed from the loot pool that same day. Now on paper, both True Prophecy and the Steady Hand are very similar. There are differences, yes, but they're so minute that if you've used True Prophecy before, then you pretty much already know what the Steady Hand is going to feel like. Now for all you technical people that want to know those small differences, well, here they are. Both have the same impact at 92. Steady Hand has higher range, being 64 compared to True Prophecy's 62. Steady Hand has higher stability at 32 compared to True Prophecy at 30. True Prophecy has a higher handling at 37 compared to Steady Hand at 28. True Prophecy has a higher reload speed at 30 compared to Steady Hand at 28. Steady Hand has a higher aim assistance at 65 compared to True Prophecy at 62. Both have the same zoom, not really a surprise there. True Prophecy has better recoil at 93 compared to Steady Hand at 85. Both tend to bounce vertical when firing. And finally, Steady Hand has 8 in the mag compared to True Prophecy, which has 9 in the mag. So yeah, there are small differences, but at the end of the day, they're pretty much the same stat-wise. But where they are not the same is in their perk selection. Steady Hand has such a better perk pool when it comes to neutral game perks compared to True Prophecy. Now, of course, you all know I love range, but my God, Steady Hand has some kick. So don't be surprised when I start recommending stability perks even for you mouse and keyboard players. In column 1, we have a pretty standard assortment of sights that we're used to seeing on hand cannons. My top pick for column 1 is going to have to be Steady Hand HCS, just for the massive increase to stability. Now, if you're on mouse and keyboard, and you think you can handle that recoil, because if you're on controller, don't even think you can, and you want more than just stability, then I'd recommend Fast Draw for its huge boost to handling, along with a small increase to stability and aim assistance. Then column 2, and here my top pick is going to be ricochet rounds for that boost to stability, but also a boost to range. Now you might be wondering, what about high caliber rounds? And my response to that would be, yeah, I mean, go for it if you don't care about the stability boost from ricochet. But remember that when you're getting hit by a 120 hand cannon, even if it doesn't have high caliber rounds on it, your screen is still going crazy from flinch. I don't know what it is about 120s, but I swear I personally think they have some sort of built-in high caliber rounds. Now for the columns we actually care about, column 3 and 4. Column 3, we have 6 perks: Quick Draw, Outlaw, Slide Shot, Killing Wind, Zen Moment, and Moving Target. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw some of these perks out the window. Zen Moment is a no-go simply because, well, as long as you got some good stability perks in column 1, 2, and 4, which I'll talk about later, then you just don't need it. Killing Wind is next because it requires you to get a kill before it activates, and when it does activate, well, the benefits it offers just isn't as good as what other perks in this column could offer you. And finally, Outlaw, which is crazy for me to say, and that's because you can roll Slide Shot. Think about it. Both are reload perks. One requires a kill and speeds up your reload, and the other one, you just slide and it auto reloads part of the mag. Then you slide again, and guess what? It will keep auto reloading your mag. Then on top of reloading part of your mag, Slide Shot also temporarily boosts range and stability, which is huge. Now that we have the perks I wouldn't recommend, let's talk about the perks I would. Of course, Slide Shot, which I just talked about how good the perk is, so I'm not going to talk about it again. Then we have Quick Draw, which I've said before here on the channel is my favorite neutral game perk. It makes for very fast gunplay, and when pairing with a shotgun or sniper that also has Quick Draw, well, it's just a snappy, fast, deadly combo. Then finally, Moving Target, which is another amazing neutral game perk. I mean, you ADS and you start moving faster, and you have a better chance of hitting your target thanks to the increased target acquisition. Now, on to column 4. In here, just like column 3, we have 6 perks: Swashbuckler, Wellspring, Mulligan, Snapshot Sights, Iron Grip, and Iron Gaze. So let's go ahead and eliminate the perks you don't want. First up, Mulligan, and that's because, I mean, come on, it's mulligan. You don't need mulligan on a hand cannon. Next up is Iron Gaze, and that's because of the enormous range penalty it has. I know people like to argue that range doesn't matter, and well, those people are wrong because remember, higher range equals better accuracy. But I think even those people can agree that the aim assistance boost Iron Gaze provides is just heavily outweighed by the range penalty. And the final perk that you shouldn't go with is Wellspring. And hold up, okay, I like Wellspring just as much as the next guy for PvE, but for a PvP weapon like this, I just can't recommend it when there's just better options for column 4 on this weapon. Now that we've gotten rid of those perks, let's get into the perks I would recommend. First up, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this one out of the way, Swashbuckler. Yes, this is the only damage perk found on this weapon, and I'm only recommending it because I know some people like to have a damage perk. If True Prophecy was still available, I would say screw getting a steady hand with Swash and just get a True Prophecy with Rampage, but it's not, so steady hand with Swash is all we got. Thanks, Bungie, smile. I think this weapon already does plenty of damage and you should look for a different perk. But hey, if you're dead set on a damage perk, then there you go. Next up is Snapshot, which just like Quick Draw from column 3 is an amazing neutral game perk. It's gonna make ADSing this weapon extremely snappy, and if paired with Quick Draw from column 3, is gonna make the whole weapon feel super snappy. And the final perk, Iron Grip. Iron Grip is going to shoot your stability through the roof at the cost of reload speed. This was the perk I was speaking of when I said you wouldn't need Zen Moment. Iron Grip requires you to do absolutely nothing in order to activate, making it one of the best neutral game perks for this weapon. Now for the god rolls, and I have a few. First is going to be for controller players. Steady Hand HCS in column 1, Ricochet Rounds in column 2, Moving Target in column 3, and Iron Grip in column 4 with a Reload Masterwork. This roll is going to give you tons of stability for controlling this weapon's kick on the sticks. Not to mention, Moving Target is going to make sticking onto heads that much easier. Now the god roll for mouse and keyboard players. Column 1, Fast Draw HCS, column 2, Ricochet Rounds, column 3, Slide Shot, and column 4, Iron Grip with a Range Masterwork. This roll is going to make the gun feel a lot faster thanks to Fast Draw, while at the same time allowing you to be a tad bit more aggressive thanks to Slide Shot. The ability to never having to stop and reload is huge in my opinion. Now there are some other column 3 and 4 combinations that aren't bad, but in my opinion just aren't as good as the two god rolls I just mentioned. Those other combinations being Quick Draw, Snapshot for that super snappy feel, and Outlaw, which I know I said wasn't good, but Outlaw with Swashbuckler just gives you that classic hand cannon feel if you want that. It is there if you want it. I don't recommend it, but it is there. This weapon, in my opinion, is the best 120 legendary hand cannon in the game, and is the closest to Sturm, which is the best 120 hand cannon in the game. Of course, in order to obtain this hand cannon, you will need to play Iron Banner, but you do not need to complete the Iron Banner quest that Lord Saladin gives you, so you can just start turning in your tokens as you get them for a chance at this weapon. This weapon also has a chance of dropping from completed Iron Banner matches, so don't forget that. And there we go. Like I said, this is the best 120 legendary hand cannon you can get your hands on. You have a few more days until Iron Banner leaves, so if you do want to get your hands on this and potentially grind out for a god roll, then you probably want to start grinding. Now, real quick, before you head out, let me know in the comment section if you have either of the god rolls I just mentioned, especially if you got that god roll for mouse and keyboard, because if so, I'm big jealous, as I spent 1,500 tokens and didn't even come close to the god roll. Yeah, the rest of the video is going to be a Wii ran that I got in Iron Banner today using the steady hand. If you enjoyed the video, then feel free to drop a like on it, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.
Shadow swallows the sun. When this silver